Hello friends, bigstupidgrin here. Hope you're having a good week so far. Let's go ahead and jump into some more chess. I'm going to play 30 minutes for now, maybe 15-10 in the future, probably next video, we'll see. Alright, black pieces against Tesla, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have e4, so we have the Alekhines or Alekhines. See what our opponent wants to do with that. Now most of the time, yeah, they play a knight right there, in which case you can either turn this into the Vienna with e5 or a version of the Scandinavian with d5, which is what I like to do since I haven't studied the Vienna at all. And let's see what our opponent does. If they take, we just take back. Not too much else to be done with this position other than maybe pushing up, in which case we push up ourselves. Okay. And see if we start taking each other's knights. So take, and then we take back with check, which is nice. And we get their central pawn. So it's going to be a very crazy game with no pawn center here. No central pawns. Been watching some chess content. I haven't been doing a whole lot of studying. I just need to play. I think I'm at that point. Working a little bit on openings, but not too much. Mostly just finding variations of openings in my repertoire that scare me. So I haven't done. That's always fun. Let's see what our opponent will do. If they take this way, I can take with check and then just take back. If they take this way, I'll take back with the queen with check. Hopefully 30-minute games aren't too bad for you guys. I don't know. I think 15-10 probably makes better content, but 30 minutes is probably better for my chess. We'll have to see. Got opponents in an interesting position. Not sure if there's any interesting things you could try to counter with this check. I don't know if that does much. You just block. Okay, they're going to take back. So I could exchange queens, and then I could take. That's probably an option. Probably take back. Oh, with that pawn, of course, the G pawn. So D takes here. And this is a very interesting game. All right, we'll take back now. All right, so bishop developed. I could block it that way. That would be pretty aggressive. Otherwise, I don't really have a defender. We can develop our knight to a6 to defend this c pawn. Otherwise, this seems okay. Yeah, I think I'm okay with just pushing like this. See what our opponent does with that. We're up a little bit on time, but it's really early in the game. Haven't played this line before. I'll have to see. I played the Scandinavian, but not that variant where we just take each other's pieces. So I'm excited to learn from this game. Hopefully don't make any dumb moves. Okay. So they put their bishop up there. Let's just do some regular development here. I gotta figure out where I want my dark square bishop. There's not a lot of great spaces for it, so maybe we'll wait on that. Just get our knight out. We can get a bishop out, of course. Does this check do anything? Probably not. We could look to fianchetto this bishop if we want. Kind of do like a Queen's Indian setup, I suppose. I say knowing nothing about that opening. Where do we want a castle? Probably queenside. That's what I was thinking of this. Let's get the knight out first, I think. Seeing if there's anything obvious I'm missing. I think the only annoying thing would be if they move their light square bishop to pin the knight, but we'll just move the light square bishop of our own to unpin. So right now it looks like our dark square bishop is going to be the bad piece, quote unquote. So if we can get rid of that bishop for some kind of gain, that would be nice. Again, where do we want our bishop here? I think, yeah, I'll continue on with this fianchetto idea. For the longest time I thought it was fianchetto with a T, but I think it's just hard for me to hear the difference between F and T in that word. Alright, so they are going to go ahead and pin, which is fine. We'll just do this. Not a big deal. Opponent could put their bishop on here, preventing me from castling, which is kind of annoying. Not sure if there's much I can do to take advantage of that. I suppose I could castle on this side, but again, really non-ideal pawn formation to do that. Well, let's see if they try this or not. Okay, they are getting that rook into the game, which is fine. Let's see. If I castle and he checks me, I can just move back to b8, so I think that's okay. I don't think I have any pieces of his to worry about yet. We could try to kick the bishop out. I'm not sure if that does anything. Yeah, I'm okay with this move. I need to go faster with that kind of move, but I guess stuff like sanity checks and thinking what the opponent wants to do and all that stuff is probably a good thing. Let's see, long-term plans. Don't have anywhere for the knight quite yet. Again, that dark square bishop isn't doing too much. Our rooks. If we moved this bishop, we could get a check. Again, not sure if that's a humongous deal. But if I move here and check, they'll probably just move their bishop back. I'm not sure if I can take advantage of that. I can, let's see, if I move here, he moves to d3. He'd be hanging a pawn, but I'd be throwing my bishop back out of the way. Well, I'd be, yeah, way out of the action just to grab a corner pawn, which might be okay. Let's just see what they do here. Well, if they move away, I wonder if I could win a piece if I went move my bishop here, then I'd be attacking the rook and a discovered check. And then they can block with their bishop if they want. Let's go ahead and try that. Let's see what they do. A little bit far behind, a little bit behind on time, but I think that's okay. So we've got these two pieces attacking. Opponent can move here and here. Okay, it's going to block that way. We can just exchange our bishop for a rook. Let's see if there's anything else we can do. Because these pieces, I don't think, well, this could move eventually. Yeah, I don't think I have time to set up anything else. So let's just probably take the rook here. Takes... Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. And then, what else can we do development-wise? We have this h-rook. We could start pushing if we really wanted to, but our opponent has a much better pawn structure here. See if I can chase the king around, but we've lost a lot of pieces already. I'm going to be down a bishop. And my opponent, of course, is down a rook, so... we still have kind of this side of the board to try and attack, though it's kind of what my light square bishop was going to do. Oh, another play I could have tried was pushing this pawn here because they couldn't take. But I think they would have been able to move their rook out of the way, so maybe not. Okay, opponent doesn't take back. I wonder how that was calculated. We'll just move our bishop back here. Just depends on where. This square, this square. This square is fine. Let's see, sanity check. Don't see anything. Yeah, we'll just move our bishop back here. Yeah, with all the studying and books and everything I have, I know the number one thing I need to do is just stop hanging pieces and stop going so far behind on time. And I think both of those things are mostly, you know, pattern recognition, which is the puzzles, but also just a lot of experience, a lot more experience. So I just need to play more games. Let's see what our opponent can do. Again, we still have this idea. Okay. Interesting. So if I move here, well, they just take, there's, well, is that an attack? Okay, I'm moving my piece here. If he takes, rook can go here and be protected. Opponent moves here. I don't know if that does anything necessarily. Not sure what that pawn's doing. Do we have a spot for the rook yet? Or for the knight yet? I don't think so. I don't feel like trading the dark square bishop for a pawn at the moment. Could start pushing pawns here. Maybe this f pawn and then e pawn push. That seems okay, I guess. Could move our bishop back here, targeting this pawn. I think that's okay. Although if I stay here, I'm blocking off their knight. So maybe this bishop has a good home there. So let's start pushing pawns, I think. Or actually, there's also the issue of our dark squared bishop. Right now, it is blocking off the development of our pawns. So I think I want to move it somewhere else. Maybe... I mean, that's goes from one bad position to another. Blocks the pawn off. That blocks a knight move. We could go with our... keep going with this idea. F pawn, a little worried I would get our light square bishop trapped, but I think it would be okay. But that would be my response to this move, would be pushing that pawn up there. And then they could go like that. So I don't know if that's the right move or not. So we either push this f pawn and the e pawn, or we work on moving our rook somewhere, or moving our bishop to connect the rooks. Rather, I just don't see a great home for this. All right, I need to make a decision. Let's still. All right, let's try this and see how we do here. And I'll push the pawn up here. Might not be the best move. Again, I don't have a home for this stupid bishop, dark square bishop here. We can now move it here, I guess. It has kind of a diagonal. So maybe this move is pawn to f5 has a little bit more meaning to it. But now that I think of it, I do like this bishop staring down these diagonals. But let's see how our opponent deals with this. Yeah, I wonder if our opponent's kind of low level. Not that I'm going to take him lightly, because I can lose any game at any time. Alright, so they're going to push back, which makes sense. I have to move back here. Yeah, I think this was a bad sequence for me. I shouldn't have pushed that pawn. Should have developed the bishop pro. Oh, yeah, that's right. And we dropped that. Okay. That's unfortunate. Alright, so where we want to move, probably here. So we just dropped a pawn with check. We have this check whenever you want. Rook to d1. Okay, and there. Bishop moves back. Not sure if that does anything. Makes me feel better about myself, but I don't think that's good enough. Try to go after the pawn. After this bishop would be nice, but I don't think I can. Don't even have a good way of blocking off bishops, or trading these pieces off with this bad pawn structure. So if I do this, king must move back there. There's just not much. It's threatening. So how do we go forward in this position? Kind of like to defend this knight to something other than the king. Well, I guess it's okay. I probably just need to develop my dark square bishop somewhere to get everything connected here. So let's try this, I think. Can these bishops do anything else nasty to us? I don't think so. Just simply get something developed here. Okay, king is on the run, fair enough. Try to get light square bishop traded off. Yeah, I kind of like that, I think. If they take, we can take here. Down 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes. Okay, they're going to keep the bishops on the board. We could work to double up our rooks. We could attack this pawn, but not really. We could do something like a5, but that's just going to make our structure worse. We try to push some pawns. Knight really have any good squares for the knight right now. Let's see, pawn takes, pawn takes. We could move the bishop here. And then try to bust through on this square. So bishop, knight, takes. If they take, so we can take. So a knight or something like that. That might be okay. You can also shove the pawn right there, down there, if we wanted to. Attack this bishop some more. Okay, so we're going to attack our knight. See, do we still like this move? Takes. We're down a knight. They're down a pawn. They don't have to take back. We can't really push our pawn because if they take with check. This knight can go back here if we want to, but we can't because it's pinned. Oh, so yeah, we just kind of lost a pawn, knight, didn't we? Because it's pinned to the bishop, isn't it? Okay, so can we protect with that rook at all? Takes. Be trading a rook for a pawn and a rook and a knight for a pawn and a bishop. That's not great. We could just move it away. We moved our bishop here. They take. That doesn't do anything. Move away and just give up the knight. It's not awesome. It's probably better just to lose the knight at this point, I think. Get down a knight, down a rook. Material-wise, it would be even. Might be okay as far as I don't know. So be losing. So -1, -3 versus 5 and 3 is 8. So all right. Need to relearn piece pins. I don't know. Would like to get rid of this this bishop. Is it worth 2 of my pieces? Probably not. Ah, well. So maybe next time I should have retreated the king a different way. Alright, so material's equal now. I still think we're doing okay, having all of that happen. Let's get... So we need rook developed. Right now... We attack this pawn. That, they just block this way. That doesn't do much. We could take the rook right here. Again, control the wide open file. We attack this knight. Doesn't have too many safe spaces to go to. Other than like back here. I don't think it's too scary yet. I think I just want to make sure my rook is on the open file. Kind of prevent my opponent from using it. Well, I'm definitely in the thick of it here. Don't want to lose on time. Just gotta keep telling myself that. We can move this pawn up, try to... That end defends these two squares from the knight. And then it is a knight and a bishop versus two bishops. Okay. That blocks a retreat square for the knight. So if we move here, they just move there, I think. They're definitely stronger on this side of the board, but we do have our pieces there to defend them. I don't know. Let's see how they react to that. Probably just push their pawn up here, but we'll see. At least I would allow our dark square bishop to have something to do. Just try to attack pawns. Okay, they block that way. Fair enough. That might be the best play. Gets dark square bishop doesn't do anything anymore. We'll just move back here again. This bishop could get trapped if I don't, if I'm not careful enough. Okay, opponent's getting their king into the game. If we push here, they can just move there. It doesn't do much. We get our king out of trouble. I think as long as the king stays on the light squares, we'll be okay. I think I want to move my dark square bishop here. let me move this pawn up if I want to. Okay. That's going to push some pawns. We can meet that here if we wanted to. Though this pawn is defended. It's defended by this and defended by the king, so that's okay right now. Yeah, we could just block. I think that's probably the move. This pawn is defended twice. Hard to think of any moves to get myself back into the game. I think I'm doing okay. Pawn structure's a little worrying. Could try to trade off these bishops this way. I don't know if that really benefits me or not. So I have a pawn island of 3, I have 2 and a isolated pawn, H pawn. Opponent has a pawn island, double pawns, and a pawn here. So our pawns are similar in strength, I guess. These pawns aren't connected, so maybe their pawns are a little bit better. Alright, they're going to march up there. Threat is this. So, yeah, we'll just move here. They take, we'll just take back. Then we'll have a pawn to attack here on the H-file. Nope, they're just going to keep moving it down. Any purpose of doing this? Let's see. This square is defended twice. So I can't do something like this. Or can we? Move here. If they take, we take, and they take. This would be a piece for 2 pawns. Might be okay. Don't want to move the rook. So let's see. They take this way. Kind of the same deal. They take, they take, they take. Bishop has to move. I think it's fine. We'll see. Because we could, like, if we disrupted this defense, we can take this pawn with our dark square bishop, but we'll see what they do. Need to go a little bit faster. We've got 6 minutes left. They have 15. What do I do with this check? Don't know, but they're going to withdraw their bishop. So as far as I know, that's a free pawn for me. Could move my rook up here and attack a few things. Move my rook to the second rank. Sorry, I haven't been using move names or move terminology. Okay, does that do much? I don't know if that does much. So if we move our rook here to d2, we're attacking a couple things. Sanity check. The rook isn't defending anything. I think it's okay. Not sure. I'm missing the purpose of this move other than to just ram pawns down our throat. So that's a little curious. I don't like it when I miss stuff. Still got a dangerous bishop here. Let's see if they move the pawn here. I take, he takes. Guess that doesn't do much. And then I can just take the knight. He moves and I take the knight. I can take back. That's okay. We could also take this pawn. No, not really, actually. So probably taking this knight, we'll see, or this bishop, depending on what they want to save, depending on where they move it. Okay, so they're just going to take. All right, do we take back? Do we take their piece? Interesting little desperado move there. Where do I want my king? I want my pawns connected, so we'll take back with that. I think that's fine. So we're up 3 now. They took a pawn, so they saw the writing on the wall and took a pawn in a desperado style, so that's fair enough. We won't be able to track down this knight, I don't think, not yet. Knight doesn't have a lot of great squares, but that's the one. Now what? I can attack this this pawn here. I can take no. If I move here, I'm giving my opponent this square, which isn't fantastic. We can just push, but that's attacked a bunch of times, so don't do that. We can wheel our rook around here, trying to take material. Still don't have a great space for my, my dark square bishop. Okay, 3 minutes left. So I want to go pawn hunting or not? Everything seems okay. So let's just, yeah, I'm just gonna make a move here. Just push the pawn up. I guess knight can move here. I'm not sure if the knight's doing much here, though. However, rook moves here. Do we have much of a way of protecting? No, but we have this check. So that's something. Okay, so knight goes here, that's fine. I don't think I can go anywhere too scary. Move our bishop up here. Attack this pawn, try to make a passer. Opponent moves their pawn here, I guess we just take. So, sanity check. This is still a bad move. 2 minutes, 44 seconds. Don't want to lose on time. Not too many moves for them available. This isn't a big deal. This. Not too worried about any of these moves, to be honest. Okay. Kicks out the rook. Where do we want the rook to live? You can move here, attack this pawn. Any reason for it to go back? Yeah, I don't want the rook, their rook, to have this. So let's go back here. So limit their knight a little bit. I could go pawn hunting. I'm just worried about what happens if they get their rook on this open file. Means I don't have a protected pawn to do a check with here. Okay. Move the rook here. I think that's okay. Minute 53. Might not be talking too much. Okay. Just exchange rooks if we want. This pawn move if we want eventually. Still want to pre-move that. Don't lose on time, don't lose on time. You can see why I don't play 15-10 yet. Time controls, I mean. Okay. I think we can take that. How dangerous is that? Pretty bad. Yeah, let's try to insist on exchanging rooks, I think. We also have a discovered check here if we want. Missed that tactic. Don't know if it's any good yet. I haven't calculated it, but... Okay, I think we're okay to just take this. Could move up with check first. I'm not sure if that would have helped or hindered. Let's see if you move the rook here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, doing this, I think. Okay, check is just take. Let's move the bishop back, but where? There's a check there. Okay, probably move. Yeah, king up here. Then push this pawn to kingdom come. I could pre-move it twice. That'd be kind of scary. Let's have this check. Let me move our king back here. That, or we can move our king here. And let's see. Okay. Yeah, we've lost on time. God damn it. So we drop this pawn. Or not. I mean, it's 2 seconds, so. God damn it. I think I was winning that game. won the game, lost on time. Lose to any check. Yeah. Damn. All right, well, let's take a look at the game. It's a 1073. This is going to be depressing. Yeah, I was winning until I wasn't. Last move. Last book move anyway. Okay, make a great move. Of course, analyze these more when I'm not recording, but bf6 is a mistake. Kick an enemy piece. Okay. Supposed to play that. So everything kind of crumbles down here. They wanted us to move back here. All right, yeah, we made fine moves. I was up 10, but it doesn't matter if you run out of time. So anyway, I'm Big Stupid Grin. Try not to be too disappointed. I mean, it is what it is. You know, blundering pieces and time control are the two things I need to work on the most, and this shows it. So I'll keep playing games, see if I can speed myself up a little bit. Anyway, hope you have a good one.